Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 NYLA Council Election Q&A with the candidates. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Kenney, who is running for the Counselor at Large representing Academic Special Library. Before we begin, I do have a few housekeeping items regarding the upcoming election. Please note that the 2022 NYLA Council election will run from June 1st to June 15th. To vote, you must head on over to the NYLA website, log into your NYLA account, and then click on voting poll/election button. And there you'll see the elections that you're eligible to vote for. Please note that your vote is anonymous and you can only submit your ballot once, so make it count. And also make sure to watch all of the NYLA Council candidates Q&A videos and also read their candidate profiles. These are all available at www.nyla.org/2022-council-election. So without further ado, I wanted to turn this over to Caitlin, who is running for Counselor at Large, representing an academic or special library this election cycle. She is the Engagement and Education Service Coordinator at the Western New York Resources Council. So Caitlin, please introduce yourself.
Hi, first of all, I just want to say I'm very flattered to be nominated. I'm Caitlin. As Christina mentioned, I am the Engagement and Education Services Coordinator at NYLA. Part of my job is coordinating with the regional members, providing professional development. I'm also the project manager for Ask Us 24/7, the statewide virtual reference program. And just to tell you a little bit about my non-library self, I am interested in hiking, I do photography, and I also I do weightlifting, and I am also I guess I would call it a ceramicist. I do pottery.
Oh, nice. Do you do like mugs and stuff like that? Yeah, I love pottery, so I have to ask.
No, they're lopsided, but I do make mugs.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. So I have a few questions for you, so I'm going to jump into that. So first off, why are you running for this position, and how long have you been a NYLA member?
So part of why I decided to run is I thought it would be very exciting to be an integral part of the council of the New York Library Association, just as new leadership is taking hold of the organization and being able to help shape the future of the organization. It's a pretty exciting and intriguing prospect. I've been involved with NYLA for a few years now as a member of the ASLS board as a director, and now as liaison to the membership committee for ASLS. I've been a member for several years. I started, I think it was around 2014. I've been going to conferences that far back and continued the membership. I have, it's been probably 8 years, I think.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Yeah, and I'm excited to deepen my involvement with NYLA too. I really enjoy being involved the last few years.
Thank you. So what do you see as NYLA's most important responsibility to New York's library community?
I think actually unification. I think, New York State is huge, it's vast, it encompasses different types of regions, different backgrounds and areas. And I really feel that we are stronger when we stand together as a unified community. And I think NYLA's responsibility is building that strong community across the state, one that's not afraid to speak up and advocate for libraries and library workers, both to the public and to the legislators.
Perfect. And you kind of touched upon this, but what do you see as the biggest priority for NYLA in the next year to support academic and special libraries and librarians?
I think it's really important to establish the necessity of these types of libraries. These libraries get funding from the state too, and it's important to advocate for that funding. To show how much work they do to build their own communities and how much that does actually impact the public. We tend to think them is having their own audiences, and that's not always true. They have resources that have a wider attraction for people. WNYLA often already does help these libraries prove their relevancy to legislators. I'd love to continue that work at the statewide level. So I do have experience in it and working with the academics and specials and talking them up to legislators to advocating for them.
Thank you. And then finally, what are some skill sets that you'll bring to this position?
So I'm a big communicator. Part of my job, I'm coordinating events across the state and regionally. So I am communicating with librarians and library workers from all over and trying to keep them engaged. So I think that's a really important skill set and level of experience that I can bring to the position, whether I'm coordinating programming or rolling out grant funds. And also actually managing the Ask Us 24/7 reference service because that's made up of libraries across the state. Awareness and advocacy are also skill sets that I can bring. Publicizing a message is something else that I do a lot of work with.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. And I just wanted to say, like, I've been saying this all the interviews, and it's so true, is that as the member engagement person, I learned the most about our members, being able to talk to them one-on-one. So the NYLA election season is always my favorite time of the year because I get to know you guys a little bit better. So before we close out, do you have any other final thoughts that you want to convey to voters that we didn't already talk about?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Yeah.
So one of my interests is accessibility and improving that, which you actually already know because I've talked to you a little bit about it. But trying to improve the level of accessibility both for library workers and for patrons who may have different types of disabilities. This is an awareness that I think has really grown in the past decade. I'm seeing more and more people be interested in it, be concerned about it.
Yeah.
And I am hoping that can be something I can bring to NYLA at this level as well. Spreading that awareness around and hopefully making our events more accessible in the future.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so important. It's something that I actively think about with the upcoming conference, especially, and even having captions with everything. So
yes, definitely. And you've been a great help with some of that too.
I'm glad that that's been helpful. So yeah, so thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me, Caitlin. And as I mentioned before, and in the upcoming slide, that you'll see that the NYLA election opens on June 1st and will run to June 15th. And to learn more about the candidates and how to vote, please visit www.nyla.org/2022-council.election. And until next time, make sure to learn about the candidates and have a great day. Bye, Caitlin.
Bye, thank you.
Yeah.